I'm John Lee. We're here with Lloyd and Laura, and I think we've seen Amber in here somewhere too, with St. Louis Real Estate Investors Association. Welcome to our Friday networking event. And I guess, Lloyd, do you have anything to say before we get started?
Yeah, I'll just make some announcements about our upcoming meetings. We got actually our last meeting of the year, since we do not meet in December. Our last live meeting is next Tuesday, the 21st, which is the third Tuesday of November. Unfortunately, this is one of those times when it falls in the same week as Thanksgiving. And at the Shriners, they have in the Oasis room where we normally meet, they have a big event they call the Festival of Trees down there, which is a great thing. But they've moved us to a smaller room. It should still be good. It's got about a 75 people capacity. And because it's during a holiday week, we normally don't have quite as big a crowd. So there's still be room for everybody. Come on in, don't worry about that. It's in the Arab Patrol Room. You just have to, if you've been to one of our meetings before, the best way to get there is park in the lower lot at the Shriner Center. But instead of going straight through the door in the front, look to your right, and there's a door to the right, and go through there and then take an elevator up to the third floor. I'm hoping to have some signs posted the day of. I'll get there early and get signs up to direct people up to the third floor, and then be easy to find once you get up to the third floor through the elevator. So looking forward to seeing everybody there. And John's got the great speaker, Clarice Earhart. She's been a property manager. It's going to be very well versed and on property management. It's going to give us an update on the fair housing laws, the federal fair housing law, and even on some topics like she's going to explore the pressing topic of hoarding as a disability under the federal fair housing law. That's something I haven't heard of even. I've heard of hoarding and cleaned out some properties from some hoarders, but yeah, apparently it's a disability under the fair housing law. So that's a new one on me, and I'm anxious to hear about that. And also being able to differentiate the difference between service animals and support animals and emotional support animals, and how to handle that as a landlord. It's can be a complicated and sticky issue, and I've dealt with it before, and I just generally can't say no. I can't. You don't rent to those folks, but if somebody tells me they got an emotional support animal during an open house, they come through and I say, oh, okay, yeah, here's a flyer on the house. If you want any more information. I don't have to encourage them, but I can't discourage them, but I don't encourage them either to pursue an application. So far, I haven't had that sticky issue then. But anyway, yeah, that should be. I'm looking forward to hearing her presentation. It should be very interesting for us landlords. And hey, if you're not a landlord and you're buying and flipping, you might end up being a plan B might be turning into a rental. So it's good to keep that in mind. So anyway, yeah, that'll be our last meeting on the next Tuesday, the 21st. We start a networking session at 6:30, and it should be a good gathering. And that's about all I got until we'll be here again. Yeah, and we decided on our breakfast on Tuesday, we're not going to be doing one in December. I'll make a note of that on our website. I'll have our webmaster put that we won't be doing that in December either, as it gets hectic by the second Tuesday. The second Tuesday falls on the 12th, and that's getting. I've already got conflicts with different Christmas gatherings, so holiday gatherings. We're going to bypass that for December and start up something again in January. And oh yeah, also yeah, we do have our coming up our election. If you were at our October meeting, you heard Ann Bearden. Thank you, Ann, for doing our presenting our slate of nominees, officers for the 2024 year. Appreciate her doing that. And then we're going to have an election at our November meeting. Just a little business we have to take care of because we are a non-for-profit corporation, and we do elect our officers directly from our members. We're run by our members. There's nobody gets a paid position. All of our officers pay the same dues that everybody else does because we're still members of the organization, and just have gotten so much out of the organization that we feel it's time for us to give back something to the new members coming in. So we appreciate everybody coming in and participating with us. And it was meant a lot to me back 30 some years ago when I first joined this group. So, okay, well, Laura, do you want to, well, no, I heard Laura's got a little laryngitis today. So do you have the disclaimer that we normally, she normally reads for us, John?
Yeah, I do. Let's see here. Find it here. Okay, give me 1 second here. There we go.
Oh,
Welcome, everyone. First, I'd like to do a bit of housekeeping. Feel free to unmute yourself when it's your turn to speak. Please be mindful of everyone else by muting yourself while others are speaking. You're welcome to put any contact information that you want to share into the chat. We meet here to share deals, look for deals and solutions we have in need with our real estate. We are not your financial advisors, attorney, or accountants. We do not endorse or recommend any specific solutions or contractors here. You're advised to do your own due diligence to your own satisfaction before you invest. The first Friday of each month is Ask the Attorney with Ms. Catherine Davis. Our meetings are typically recorded, so only share what you want others to know.
Okay.
Thank you, Laura.
Thank you, Laura. Okay, well, we're waiting for people to share before I forget about it. Obviously, we got Stacy Lowe from Soto Property Solutions with us. They're one of our supporting vendors, and I'll give her an opportunity to tell us a little bit about Soto Property Solutions.
Yes, thank you. Stacy Lowe with Soto Property Solutions. I am a licensed realtor in St. Louis area. Soto Property Solutions specializes in property management. We have an office here in St. Louis, and we also have an office down in Cape Girardeau. So if you need any help with your investment properties, finding tenants, we do all the accounting. We do everything from start to finish. We hold the security deposits in an escrow account. We do the move-in inspections and walkthroughs. We screen the tenants. We market, we do the showings, we do all the bookkeeping, the end of year statements, so tax preparation. We do everything for you. The only time you're going to hear from us is when you're getting a direct deposit every month. So if you have any property management needs in St. Louis or in Cape Girardeau, SEMO area, please reach out to me. My email is Stacy, STACY at Soto, SOTO, ps.com, and then my office line 636-305-3380, and I am extension 311. I'm also going to put all of that in the chat. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Stacy. Yeah, and like I said, Soto Property Solutions is one of our supporting vendors, and you can also find her contact information on our website on the right-hand side of most of the pages on our website, STLREIA.com. Thank you. And I see we got Carrie Curley from New Frontier Bank. They're not one of our vendors yet. We're hoping to get them as one of our supporting vendors. But Carrie has been very helpful. She's helped make a presentation on financing, and she's always on here to keep us up on the finance market. I heard there's been some trends, little downward trend in the 30-year mortgage rates here this week. Is that right?
Yes, mortgage rates are doing well. They seem to be up and down typically, unlike, prime. But yeah, you just got to lock in when you think you can lock in, be pre-approved so you can, pull the trigger when you need to pull the trigger.
Okay.
So yeah. But I'm Carrie. I'm with New Frontier Bank. I am a commercial loan officer and provide small to medium-sized businesses with financing. Today I have to run early. I have an appointment, but I do want to introduce you guys to Mitch McDermott. He's on here with us. He's with Rhodes Custom Finishes. And I brought him along just because I know that a lot of investors really don't want to buy new cabinets and, do those things. I've seen his work. I've seen their work. They have an amazing paint for cabinets. Mitch, I'll, let you talk about, since you're the expert.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Carrie. Yeah, so my name is Mitch McDermott, and I'm with Rhodes Custom Finishes Painting Company. We are a full-service painting contractor out of St. Charles, but we service all over the St. Louis metro, essentially a 50 to 60-mile radius around the center point of St. Louis. We'll service all those areas, and if it's just outside of that, we'll definitely get to that as well. One of the things that Carrie just mentioned about it in regards to the cabinet refinishing is definitely something that we specialize in. We refinish over 200 sets of kitchen cabinets as a company a whole, so about 4 sets a week. A couple things that separate us from other people that paint cabinets is we use a solvent-borne product, so it's extremely resistant to the 2 main causes that cause paint failure when you paint a cabinet, which is hand oils and water exposure. So ours are extremely resistant to those 2 things. And then also we're rolling out a new program that hopefully will be out in the next couple weeks. But one of the big things with oak is that you can't get that grain filled. So you get a lot of that bleed through when you paint it, and you kind of just tell you slap the coat of paint on it. We have a full door replacement program where we can paint the boxes and replace all the doors. So not only can we get rid of those outdated arched oak doors, but we can now replace those with a contemporary shaker style door at a virtually either equivalent price or even a little bit more of a cost-effective savings program in regards to that. So I really appreciate the opportunity to be on with you guys today and learn a little bit more about everything that you do and how we can all help each other.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Mitch. Yeah, I'll give a shout out to you too. It's been a few years back, but like 2016, 2017, you did one of my kitchens in one of my rentals. When I purchased one with the 1960s, good solid plywood cabinets, good solid boxes, and just took the hardware off and had your guys did a great job of refinishing them. And I had one tenant turnover since then, and yeah, they're holding up very, very well. I had to go with it. They left a little bit of touch-up paint for me in the basement, and I went around and touched up some chips, but yeah, no water damage or any hand soils, anything on the surfaces they painted. So it's been good.
Fantastic.
Very, very pleased. Okay, well, anybody else got anything for us today?
Mitch, can you leave your contact in the chat for us, please?
Absolutely. I'll put all that in right now.
Okay.
Thank you.
And I forgot to mention, but we are full service as well. So we do all interior painting, exterior painting, light commercial, everything like that. So thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it. I'll top that in right now.
Okay. Thank you.
A question for you. What's your guys' current turnaround time from measurement to ordering and install and so forth? I may have a property that probably needs some new cabinets and so forth. So what is you guys' timelines right now? I know it's a slow season, but
yeah, so we order them out of a company out of Cape Girardeau, excuse me. So typically when we order, they will turn them around for us in 7 to 10 business days at our shop. And then we can typically get them coated within 3 to 4 business days. So the nice part about the door replacement program versus refinishing is that we can get everything. We can get all those doors in, we can get them all painted, and then we can come out, tear down those old doors, paint the boxes, and install the new ones. So really the only time that the kitchen, we even need to be in the kitchen is about 3 to 4 days, versus when we refinish, we have to do everything first on the boxes, take the doors back to the shop. So right now, a turnaround time, I would say it would probably be 3 weeks, roughly 3 weeks out.
Okay, very good. Yeah, anybody else got any questions for Mitch or Carrie? Carrie, maybe Carrie said she had to run. I guess she dropped off already. But or anybody got a question for Stacy on a property management company? I usually direct those if anybody has any management issues, or I direct those to Stacy or Dave, when her boss, when they're on. So anyway, anybody got any properties they want to sell, or if you're looking to buy something, what kind of area you're looking for? What are you looking for? And maybe somebody on here knows of a property coming up and that's going to be available, or if you're a wholesaler and you got something under contract or close to being ready, you want to tell us about it. Maybe you can line up a buyer before you get the property under contract.
Hello, Lloyd.
Yes.
Yeah, hi, my name is Kevin Smith.
Yeah, Kevin.
Say hello to everyone in the group. This is my first time attending. I'd like to just take maybe 30 seconds, introduce myself, explain why I'm here, and then perhaps make an offer. Is that acceptable to do those two things?
Sure, go ahead.
Great. I represent and I'm working with an investor in the St. Louis area. Basically, we buy distressed homes, fix them up, and rent them. And we're interested in locating perhaps some private lenders, some hard money people. And that's one of the things we're here today asking about. So that's one question. I imagine there are maybe people in the group, or perhaps there are folks that we can learn about who can help us move our real estate business ahead with purchasing these distressed properties. Is this the right group? Are there investors?
Oh, sure. Yeah, we definitely have some hard money lenders that are members of our group and attend regularly. And in fact, I'm looking to see who's on here today. I don't recognize some of our regulars that are hard money lenders or money lenders, but could be.
Is there a list of the membership that might identify some of these folks, or?
No, we don't share our membership list with anybody, even our vendors. We're pretty private about that. But you're welcome to join, and if you, I don't know, it sounds like you're not in the St. Louis area, but if you got somebody, if you're in during one of our meetings, you're welcome to stop by. And these are all open every week, and like I said, we have lenders and wholesalers that are on here very regularly.
I see. But no one in the group today, right? No one here.
I don't see anybody unless you do. Somebody that I don't know about. You want to speak up? I'm not aware does lending.
Okay.
I don't see anybody here right now that is one of our regulars that I knew do lending.
All right. So it's okay to attend this meeting and ask that question in the future?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. You're welcome to come back here. And you can come to our, even if you're in St. Louis and you come to one of our live events on the third Tuesday of the month, you're welcome to come free to the first one. After that, if you don't join, it's $10 a session to attend. Excuse me.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm based out in New York, but my client is in St. Louis. And he's the one that may start attending these meetings in person.
Okay, sure. Send him over. Yeah.
Great. My second comment, it's really a little bit of a pitch, and maybe to someone like Stacy or some others may find it of interest. I own a voice messaging business where we send out messages via the telephone on behalf of property owners. Our typical client in this area is a apartment complex or an over 55 community or just perhaps an apartment building. And what we do is we send out voice messages to those to your customers, to those tenants about various things of interest. Perhaps we're just doing a call this weekend about the upcoming winter season and reminding people to keep their cars off the road during snowstorms. Other calls we did recently were about smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors. In this case, they're provided by the facility, and we're letting the tenants know that they should check theirs. They need a replacement, let us know. The service allows you to press 1 and be transferred to a person. So sometimes it's used to collect information or get people to comment on something. So I'm just making a little pitch about the service that we offer, which is a voice messaging service for property owners. And it goes to their telephone. People get a little overwhelmed with with emails and text messages, and sometimes the personal touch of a familiar message, a familiar voice with an expected message to a known audience is kind of our approach to things. So if anyone's interested in that, I'd be glad to share information about that. Thank you.
Okay. And can you put your contact information in the chat?
I sure will.
Okay. Okay. Anybody got anything else for us, or just had a general question about real estate? If you're just getting started, I'm sure you got a lot of questions.
I guess I had
do.
one additional question. My first time attending the meeting. So this is just kind of a real estate forum for residential property management, commercial, everything like that, or
Yep, a little bit of everything. We were the original real estate investing group in the St. Louis area. Been around since 1977. But
I know a lot of us have
that's
popped up
right,
since
yeah.
then. So yeah.
There's a lot of other groups that have been formed since then, and they're usually not run by their members. They're usually run by a for-profit, either a realtor or a insurance broker or somebody that wants to sell their services or sell their leftover wholesale houses. But yeah, no, we're strictly here for run by our members, for the service of our members, to educate people in real estate investing, and provide good ethical training for landlords. Keep us on the straight and narrow. We regularly have people talking about, like I said, this month on the federal fair housing laws. You have to keep up with those if you're going to be a landlord, or and a variety of topics. We have rehabbers and people that invest in commercial properties too, that are part of our members. So
Fantastic. And then every third Tuesday of every month, you guys have a live meeting in person?
Yeah, third Tuesday we meet live at the Shriner Center. You can find the details on that either on Meetup or go to our website is STLREIA.com. It's our website. You'll find the link there to with the details of the address and everything, and more specifically how to find us at the Shriners.
Fantastic. Once again, really appreciate the invite, guys. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mitch.
Except
Right.
December, no meeting in December.
Yeah, except December. Yeah, thank you for throwing it in, Jim. Jim's on our board too. So.
Yeah,
And
got it. Thank you.
Amber's our vice president. She's got her hand up. It looks like she's driving. Be safe. Amber. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just going to mention, because I think I heard it a couple of times. There is also a virtual option for that Tuesday meeting. So whoever that gentleman was who said his client is here in St. Louis, wonderful if your client can come in person, but you're also welcome to attend virtually. There is a Zoom that can go out.
Yeah. Thank you for mentioning that, Amber. Yeah, I forgot to say that too. Yeah, you can come in too, Ken, because if you go to our website, STLREIA.com, you'll find a link to the virtual link. That starts, our networking live networking starts at 6:30. Our program starts at 7. So the Zoom session starts at 7 o'clock when our program and the main program gets kicked off.
Before I forget, where do I get the link for the Tuesday night Zoom option?
For the virtual, that would be on our website, STLREIA.com. Under events, you can click events at the top, or usually if you just on our homepage, if you scroll down, it'll have a little description of the upcoming meeting. And it's got one now for the November meeting, and you can click there to register. Or if you, and in the bottom of that, it's got the information on how to with the link.
Thank you.
There, and on Meetup too. If you're ever on Meetup, that's a good way to link up with us. And we post all of our live gatherings, and this one also on Meetup. If you just search Meetup space STLREIA, it should take you right to our Meetup site. Oh, okay, good. Renee wasn't aware of the virtual option. No, we always we've got a camera in the back of the room, and we're got John monitors and lets people in on the virtual side of that at our live meetings. So, and you're welcome to ask questions too of the speaker. You got just like the live audience, you can come in on the chat and leave your questions there. So yeah, we've had, especially since the pandemic, we've had a lot lot of out of town investors joining our group, and that's we were considering after the pandemic settled down, so okay, well, we're going to keep on doing virtual, but yeah, we had so many people from out of town that hey, no, we don't cut off our virtual, don't cut off your virtual stuff. So we continued doing virtual and having these sessions too every Friday.
And Lloyd, it's my first meeting. Is it okay if I introduce myself?
Oh, sure, dude, please do. I was going to ask you. I didn't recognize you or recognize
sure.
your name or face, either one. So welcome.
Yeah, thank you. So my name is Blake Montgomery. I'm from St. Louis. My wife and I are both from St. Louis. We left in 2009, and we kind of been traveling a bit around the country, and most recently lived in New Zealand, but we're now back here in St. Louis. We've had a long interest in investing in real estate, but now we're finally at the point in our life where we're actually, planning to be here for quite some time. We just had, well, we have a 2-year-old. We just had another kid last week. So we are, hoping to kind of really set our roots back at our, original homes. Our families are here. So we are definitely interested in finally being able to take some action on some real estate interests that we have, primarily in buy and hold properties, hopefully small multifamilies, but definitely new, definitely inexperienced, definitely going to be asking a lot of questions. So it's, it's really great to be able to join today and just see the community that you guys have. So hopefully I'll be able to join when I can in the future.
Well, great to have you, and congratulations on your additional family member here.
Thank you.
That's pretty exciting.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No, welcome.
Thanks.
Do you have you purchased a home here or a residence yet?
I have. So yes, we purchased a home in Chesterfield. So yeah, we're first time home owners as well. So that's been nice, nice fun process. But we've primarily just since we've been moving so much through the last few years, it's just been apartments. So it's nice to finally purchase a house. So it's nice.
Okay, yeah, I can appreciate that. I was going to say, if you hadn't purchased any property yet, I was going to suggest a lot of people do what they call house hacking. Here, you buy a 2-family or a 4-family, and you rent you move into one of the units, and you get the same. Yeah, because if it's 4 units or under, you can get the same kind of financing you do for FHA. Qualifies for your personal residence as long as you're living in one of the units.
Oh,
That's a good way to start. And a lot of people have been getting started. I did that in my early days too.
Had we been aware, we may have we may have made a different.
Okay, well, hey,
I think the die is.
So,
Yeah.
so Blake, I'll make one recommendation, and like we say, do your own due diligence. Not what works for me may work for you, but if you're new at this and it sounds like you've got a new family, I would seriously look into getting a property manager if you're gonna have some properties, because it takes a lot of work off of you, and for what they charge, for me, it's worth every penny. So it's just something to look at. You might want to talk to Stacy about it, or another property manager, which is fine. But I just recommend a property manager. It just makes life easier.
Thank you. I think, you know what, I love that recommendation. I think that we're both, we've been talking about it for quite some time now, and I think we're definitely on board for property manager, especially since we both have full-time jobs.
Yes.
So this will be, it's, that kind of, yeah, I think we're definitely on board for property manager.
And a property manager can also, if you're not familiar with the area, they can tell you what area is good or not good to buy, because they can know, we can rent out a house in this area easily, or no, it's going to be hard to rent in this area because it's for whatever reason. So they're good to bounce ideas off of also.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, thank you. No, that's I'll definitely keep that in mind. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I can relate to you too. When I had a young family, I hired a property manager. At the time, I had like 10 units in South City, and they were working full time with two kids under 2. It was tough, and so I found a property manager until take care of things for a while.
That sounds perfect. Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else just got any things in general? I see Laura Lennington's on here today. You got anything for us, Laura? She usually got
Linda McCaskill has a property she put in there. Maybe
I missed that. Thank you
about that.
Keeping track of the chat there. I wasn't looking at that.
Yeah.
Well, let us, Linda. Can you unmute yourself and talk today? Maybe not.
Maybe not. She might be where
Okay.
she can't unmute, but she's
Anyway,
got
what you said,
property there.
it's, let's see, a turnkey property, detail, single family, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1,288 square feet. It's vacant. Asking price is 125. I guess the after renovation price is, or what is this? EMD. I'm not familiar with that term. EMD 2,500. Anybody?
Earnest money deposit.
Earnest money deposit. Thank you, Laura. I knew somebody would know. A lot of smarter people than myself here. Thank you. Okay, very good.
Yeah, let's go ahead and give Linda's contact info too, since she can't talk. She just put in there in case somebody's watching the replay.
Yeah, if you're watching a replay, yeah, it's
Yeah.
Linda McCaskill. She's apparently she's a realtor. She has a pocket listing, and her it's 314-498-0598. That's once again Linda at 314-498-0598 to get more details on that property. Was there anybody else in the chat there that we needed to recognize? Okay.
Amber wanted to
Hi.
know about a pocket listing. What is a pocket listing? That's just one that you have kind of off on the side that's not really out in the public yet. That you
Not on
offer to
MLS.
some insiders, possibly like us, on Friday before you, before you would list it. That's basically what that means.
Yeah, I think it is something that just circulates around the office of other realtors under the broker that until they put it on the MLS. Especially if it's not something like it. It sounds like it needs some work. And that's usually what they are. Some fixer-uppers or something that's not ready for the retail public yet, maybe. But I'm sorry, Laura, did you have something else to cut you off with Linda's comment?
Yeah, no problem. Kind of just here as a fly on the wall today. It's been busy. I haven't been on for a few Fridays, and so I definitely wanted to jump on and connect. I do have a couple things I'll mention. For anybody who doesn't know me, my name is Laura Lennington. I'll give you my contact information and put it in the chat, but I'm a real estate investor, and I'm also licensed in Missouri and Illinois. Don't really do the license thing, but I always disclose it. But what I want people to remember about me is that I live and do some business in Illinois. Most of my investments are in Missouri, but I absolutely have investor connections in Illinois, retail agent connections in Illinois. You name it, I could get you pointed in the right direction over here. So if you know of anybody that has a property for sale, it might be something that I would look at for myself or look at as a wholesale, but I would absolutely try to add value to any situation here on the Illinois side of the river. And then also I'll mention that I did purchase a condo in Clayton a couple weeks ago, 3-bedroom, 2 full bathroom, about 1,500 square feet, looking to sell it seller financed. So not sure this would fit anybody here on this call today, but maybe somebody knows someone who earns a nice, good income, a Clayton type of income, but maybe cannot get bank qualification on a loan for some reason. Needs flexible terms, needs a flexible situation to own something in Clayton. It's a condo, so it won't be as expensive as a house would be. But I would love to get the contact information for anybody who'd be interested in looking at an opportunity like that. I'm not going to go over numbers here because there's a lot of different scenarios that we could present. But if you want to get someone in touch with me, feel free to do so. So again, my name's Laura. My phone number is area code 636-587-0363. And my email address is my name, Laura, Laura .c as in cat .Lennington, LENINGTON @gmail.com. And that'll all be in the chat here in just a second.
Okay, thank you, Laura.
Yeah, thank you.
I know she had something for us.
Hey, Laura, just curious. You mentioned, I'm assuming it's the same property, Airbnb-ing it. Did you look into the HOA information?
Yeah, well, Clayton itself prohibits Airbnb strictly. So
Okay.
the association also does. What we did find out was that we would be able to do a midterm rental situation with this if we needed to. It's just not like our plan A or plan B. But yeah, we definitely could do, it appears that we could do midterm rentals, something that has a lease in place. So thanks, Amber, for checking in on that. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, Amber does both midterm, and I think she does some, and most of the midterm. I think we've talked about some of the short-term Airbnb things too. But yeah, anybody else got anything for us? Or any questions about anything you've heard so far today?
I wasn't planning to go on camera. I'm on my break from my 9 to 5 right now, but I'm
Okay.
just trying to break into the space. I'm kind of in the education phase right now, and hoping to make use of your group's experience and add value where I can as well. And yeah, excited to be here, and just wanted to say hi. My name's Steve. I'm looking to get my first property, like you mentioned, house hacking earlier. I think that's going to end up being what the strategy that I employ here in the next year or so. So yeah, just looking to learn as much as I can about landlording and real estate investing in the meantime, so I can go in starting strong.
Yeah. Well, welcome. Glad to have you.
Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah. If you want to know about landlord, I hope to see you next Tuesday.
I'm actually, yeah, looking at attending.
Okay. Welcome.
But
Yeah.
to Laura's point, I'm actually on the Illinois side of the river, so I'm hoping that there's some things applicable for over here as well.
Oh yeah, most of her presentation is going to be about the federal fair housing law. So yeah, I think she's going to touch on some of the Missouri stuff too, but most of it sounds like it's geared toward the updates on the federal fair housing law, which applies to everybody. So yeah, and there when you get into the states, there's some specific things that, or landlord tenant laws that are vary from state to state, but you know, we all have to keep up with the federal fair housing laws.
Absolutely.
Yeah, hope to see you. Hope you see you. Your first meeting is always free when you show up live. So after that, we're only $75 a year. So we probably can feed you more snacks and stuff for that are worth that. So and then get to network, and along with our educational presentations, just networking with other people that have been in the business for a while. It's well worth it.
Looking forward to it. Thanks.
Okay. Thanks for coming. Anybody else? You got anything for us today? Anybody looking for a contractor? We do a lot of contractor referrals here also, because there are always some maintenance things you don't want to tackle yourself. You know, I probably tackle more than I should myself. Trying to break myself of that. I'm not as good as that as Jim Choik over there. He's got his property manager doing everything for him. The handyman, finding the handyman and everything. That's why he's always got a big smile on his face.
There's just some things I just don't want to hassle with.
Mm-hmm. I guess that's my fault for having it. Both my grandfathers were carpenters. My dad was a maintenance man, and my older brother is an auto mechanic. So just fixing stuff is always kind of in our blood, I guess.
To each his own.
Yeah, that's not your thing, but
yeah,
it is mine.
One thing I want to say, I don't know about Illinois, Steve, and even to you, Blake. If you do it on your own, landlording, you want to include the sewer in your rent, because at least in this area, MSD can put a lien on your house, because what happens is if the tenant doesn't pay the gas or electric or water, it can be turned off, but they can't turn the sewer off. So if a smart tenant will know, why pay the sewer bill? They're not going to turn their sewer off. But what happens is the sewer district a lot of times can put a lien on your house, and you may not even know it until later on you have a big lien on it. So I usually most people will include sewer in their rent or make some arrangements to make sure the sewer is paid. Just a little thing that you learn by networking. So that's my 2 cents.
You don't want to. That's why our $75 your membership can be well worth. You can earn big returns on that, but when you learn something like that, a little thing like that, and that's MSD is primarily, is that St. Charles or St. Louis County and City? Yeah, they take care of both of those.
But I assume other sewer districts do the same thing.
Most of mine are in St. Charles. St. Charles City has their own water and sewer together, and I as a landlord get a notice if I got a tenant that's behind on their water sewer bills.
Something to watch out for. I just include it in my rent.
No, it's good. Thank you for throwing it in there. Yeah, especially when we got some new folks. That's a good little juicy tenant information on property management that some people probably wouldn't think about unless you've been there and or heard about it from somebody else like that. Okay, yeah, Steve gives you a thumbs up there. Thank you. Okay, anybody else got anything for us?
I'll mention one other thing that I just thought of, if that's okay.
Sure, go ahead.
It appears that I will be closing on a mixed-use commercial residential property in High Ridge, Missouri. Maybe in a couple weeks. We're getting some septic work done, so it's kind of dependent on that. But I will be looking for commercial tenants in a couple of commercial spaces. They used to be a daycare. They could be combined as one large space or be separated out as two. It used to be a daycare at one point, a resale shop at one point, and maybe a couple of other things. But anyway, I just thought I'd put it out there on the street since we're actually getting close to closing now. That I'd be looking for commercial tenants in that area. If anybody knows of any businesses, this is on High Ridge Boulevard, so it's like the main drag. And also, we would be open to selling on seller financing to like some sort of a commercial tenant buyer if they were interested in owning the building on terms. So I thought I'd mention that. I'll probably mention it in the weeks to come as well, but that's getting close. So feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions about that.
Okay. Sounds like you're moving along. I remember you talking about the septic system issue in some of our past weeks.
Yeah, these things don't go quick, these deals.
No.
But they go if you stay on them. They will close eventually.
Got to work out. It could be a long process, especially on commercial properties. A lot more things to look at and paper to handle there. Okay.
Yeah, Renee just put in the chat that there was a guy a couple weeks ago looking for commercial space. Yeah, we'd have to go back and look at notes, but that's why it's important maybe to tune in every week just so you can find out. Because
I think. Well, I was thinking of one of our the closet guy. He was looking for a space for his son to have a band studio. I'm not sure if that would be appropriate. If the other tenants would, we're looking for something like 700 or 800 square foot to start with. Fairly small space. I'm not sure what kind of square footage is your building.
Good question. That's something I should know.
Oh, okay, you will.
I think the one side would accommodate that kind of a space. It's not too big. It's not more than 1,000 over there. It's definitely more than 500. The other side, there's a residential unit above, so that probably wouldn't be a good fit. But the one unit could be. I'll make a note of the faucet guy.
the closet guy. Scott Tippett is his name. I just came to me. Scott Tippett, and he's on our website. You can find his get his phone number from there in the my new closet is the name of his company.
Okay.
He was on here just in the last couple of weeks. Yeah, like Renee said. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
Okay.
And then John, did you say that were you thinking of the same person, or did you say there's somebody else I should go back and look for in the videos?
That was one of them. There was somebody else too, but I can't recall his name. I know Scott, he's a vendor with the your new closet, YNC, I think .com or something like that.
Okay.
But yeah, we've got his information somewhere. I think you can just go to the website and look at the vendors.
Great. I'll do that for sure. And like I said, I mean, it's not even closed. I mean, I hesitated to even say anything today because hopefully no more there's no more hiccups, and we will close in a couple weeks. But I'll definitely be talking about it in the weeks to come as well. So
yeah, no, I say it's best to get the word out there because somebody it can take a long time to find a good commercial tenant and get it out there.
And ideally, it would be like a tenant buyer, somebody with that wants to be in like a contract for deed situation or a lease with an option situation. So yeah, lots of good opportunity there. So,
yeah, and if you could get a tenant lined up ahead of time, it can save you a lot of work before you start. If you're going to make improvements or anything, let the tenant move in on commercial units. Yeah, because when I was I took over my brother's property management, managed it for when he was had some health issues, and I was cleaning out one of his garages and I was going to clean it out, getting ready to I was advertising. I didn't even advertise it. Somebody who had bought the building next door came over and said, "Hey, what's going on over here?" And I told him, "Oh, yeah, I'm just cleaning it out, getting ready. I'm going to offer it to rent for in the next few weeks." And he said, "I've got one of my partners is looking for some space. We work together now. We're shared space, but he had found this larger building, and right next door. He bought the building next door, and this might be work great for him." So it turned out it was, and I ended up leasing it to him, and eventually ended up selling the building. He liked it. It worked out so well for him.
Perfect. Yeah. Thank you for the story, for the energizing story, because I would love for it to fall in my lap like that.
That just kind of, I couldn't have planned things any better.
Yeah. Yep. Great. That's so great. Thanks.
Yep. Some things can work out that way. Get the word out as early as you can. Okay, well, nobody has anything else. This can wrap it up today here. I think we had some good exchanges here. Picked up a couple of newbies, and I hope to see you at our next Tuesday's meeting too, Blake and Steve.
Absolutely, hoping to be there. Yeah, looking forward
nice
to in person.
Nice to have some new faces and introduce you to the group, and that's a good way to do it. It'll be our last meeting tomorrow. Next week will be our last meeting before January. So, and we're hoping to line up. We're trying to line up a CPA in January to start giving everybody getting their taxes in order in January to take advantage of every possible deduction and get our taxes off on the right foot for next year. So you got anything else, John, or anybody? Last words?
No, not really. Just if you can make it out to the last meeting of the year, that'd be very good. That's Cherise Earhart. She's from Blue Sky Restoration, and she'll be talking about general renting regulations outlined in Missouri law, federal fair housing laws, hoarding, which is a kind of a big deal these days. It's a disability. I think you mentioned that. Lloyd, service animals versus emotional support animals. A lot of people don't know that difference. I think that's very important to know that, know what you're getting into. I did have a guy one time that tried to bring in a emotional support iguana. I think it was some kind of lizard looking thing. And it was in a cage, so we ended up working that out. And then renter's insurance also, which a lot of people mix. I know we talked about that with some of the essential documents you need, because you want to be an additional insured on your tenant's renter's insurance. So she'll be talking about all that stuff. So yeah, if you can make it. And usually we do. I know Renee mentioned she didn't know we had a virtual option that Amber brought up, but yeah, we usually have that on the newsletter. And I know Renee's a member now. Even though she's in the Boston area, but somehow that got omitted on the write-up. So, but yeah, you can always go to the website, STLREIA.com, and all the events are in there. So, but always, yeah, tune in every Friday. And we do have the replays in the member section. So, good to see
Yeah.
everybody.
That's right. My bad. I realized that when I got my newsletter in the mail that I'm just getting that on the announcement. So, but it's still, yeah, meetup and website. We have the link there for our virtual meetings. So bet everybody could come today. Hope to see you all next Tuesday and again next Friday. So till then, stay safe.
Thanks, all.
Take care.